Yeah, I just wanted to share some advanced dehydration and hydration tips with our Lyme and Beyond community. We talked about dehydration and water being the oil of your body in our out-facing post just recently. And what I mean by out-facing is that's going to everybody. Inside of our community, I really wanted to get more into water and specifically some recommendations, suggestions, the type of water, how much water, the time of the water. One of my favorite books is You're Not Tired, You're Toxic. It's written by a medical doctor that literally wants to know, like, what can we do to help people get rid of toxins so that their energy levels go up? And it's such a fascinating read that migraines went away, blood pressure went away. It significantly helps arthritis. It's enormously important for emotions, especially anxiety and depression. And then we started talking about the type of water. So my favorite water is actually a mountain spring water or a healthy well water. Now, you have to be careful with wells that may have some accidental herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers that are in them. But routinely, I think that this is the best water to take. You want to be really careful with water that is too clean. Water that's too clean, like reverse osmosis water, I think is really, really hungry, and so it'll leach minerals out of your body. In my opinion, I think that that is, water is an acid, and if the water is too clean, it's pulling all of the minerals out, and then when it puts into your body, it's going to go and pull those waters. That's the same with distilled water. I actually have some anecdotal and empirical evidence of patients with chronic arthritis, chronic fatigue syndromes, that when I was getting to water about 15 years ago, that we went and we had them literally drink nothing else except distilled water. And it was my observation that those patients almost uniformly got worse. So I don't really like distilled water. And I also want to be careful and say, I really don't like water that's in plastic. Remember, water is an acid. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull polyvinyl chlorides and phthalates and stuff out of the plastic and get it into the water. Those are those never die chemicals. And I don't think that those are healthy for people. Whenever possible, I am drinking water out of glass whenever reasonable. Another consideration, my favorite way to clean water is to put it through a charcoal filter. And even though it's a special type of plastic, I love those Brita filters, Brita, for water. It puts it through a charcoal filter. It pulls out, in my opinion, most of the chemicals. And I really like the taste of that, of water going through a charcoal filter. And so if I'm doing tap water, if I'm doing any type of spring water, and yes, when we're out hiking and stuff, we have those filters. I'm trying to think of what they're called. They look like little straws, and I think they can filter about 200 gallons of water. If you've come across a stream or some other things. I've had so many patients struggle with giardia that I'm hesitant to just drink directly from, a high mountain creek or a spring. And so I like to run it through that filter. So when I'm out in nature, that's what I'm using. Just a couple thoughts about volume and intake. It's been my experience that the closer that people can get to 100 ounces of water every day, the healthier they are. Ideally, it's about a gallon, but I have to be honest, like, I can't drink a gallon. Like, I've tried and tried and tried. I just feel like a pregnant water buffalo when I get close to a gallon, but I feel pretty good around 100 ounces. So on 100 ounces of spring or well water, if I need to filter it, I'm putting it through a Brita filter. And one of the significant effects that I've found, one of the significant hacks that I found, is I just love when I get up in the morning, I drink 20 ounces of water before I do anything else. This is before I go to hot yoga at 5:30. I get up at 5 so that I can get down there about 5:15 or 5:20. I hate it. Every morning I get up and I think, why am I getting up so early? I don't want to do this. A shout out to my accountability partner, a patient named Bill Berry, that's like, you got to get down to yoga. I feel so much better when I get done. I drink another probably 8 to 12 ounces right immediately after yoga, and then I'm trying to get to 100 ounces every day. I start off with 30, and so I would just encourage you to increase your water intake wherever you are. and to make sure that we're taking some minerals. Even if your water is perfectly clean, I think we should do some minerals. That's my report for today of water inside the Lyme community, and I'll see you guys on the next post.